What tough stuff have you swept under your rug?
Procrastination is not a disease, y'all. It's a choice. I'm your host, Eric Brown, and with me, Mr. Mike Jones.
Hey, man, what an incredible truth you just spoke, because that is absolutely the truth.
Yeah, so let's jump in on this, man. So you saying do the tough stuff first, or people wait to the end to do the tough stuff? What's up?
What I have recognized in the 33 years that I've been doing this, Eric, is that most people do the toughest things last, or they put them off to last. They procrastinate about it. They pontificate, why they're not going to do it now. They make excuses and they continually put it off because it's the tough stuff. And, when we started thinking about this as a subject for this pod blast, I was remembering something that's funny to me now, but that was a time in my life that I had a personal trainer. His name was Roger. And Roger had designed these full body workouts that I did 3 days a week. Now, one specific day was designed for legs and abs. Now, I'm going to use the same excuse now that I did then. I was extremely busy at the time, and as a result of that, whenever leg and ab day came along, I had all kind of trepidation about that. I always found a way to be the busiest on leg and ab day because they were the toughest for me. They were the least desirable for me. So I often canceled leg and ab day. I'm not even sure that Roger knew that I was really that apprehensive about it. I had so much trepidation about leg and ab day, but my internal conversation always led me to absolutely have a negative experience when it came to leg and ab day because it was the toughest thing for me.
So Mike, if you wait to do the toughest stuff first, what kind of energy do you have in order to execute at that time?
Well, I think that's a beautiful awareness. First of all, Eric, when you make the choice to do the toughest stuff first, recognize that you have your a higher level of energy. You have your most focus. You have your most level of energy. Everything that you need is at its highest when you do the toughest stuff first. Now, when you put the toughest stuff off until last, then we ultimately end up not doing it at all, or we do it just good enough. GOODNUF, good enough to say that we got it done. But we don't do it at a level of excellence that will allow us to truly best our best and to get to our next level in that particular area. So I'm encouraging you to identify what's the toughest stuff that you have on your WIT list, your whatever it takes list. What is the toughest stuff that you have on your task list or whatever you call it, and find a way to make it priority where you take the time to do it first. Those things that come easier to you or those things that you like to do will not require the same level of focus and energy for you to do excellence with those things because you enjoy them or because they're easier. When you do the toughest stuff first, you are going to feel even more accomplished as you move on to complete the list of all of the other things that you're focused on accomplishing.
Man, Mike, so true. In fact, right now in my corporate environment, we're rolling out a game plan tool and a staffing tool. And in order to really have the technology do what it's supposed to do, you have to upload the forecast the schedules and do certain things to have it work for you. So once I got on board and said, hey, I'm going to make sure that we execute on that and get everything uploaded, man, it's been so sweet. And having the energy and the focus to do that on the front end is absolutely transformational for sure.
Yeah, and I can speak to this as it relates to your personal relationships as well. I'm in a coaching relationship right now with one of my clients, and he's having a really difficult time connecting with his significant other since he completed our master graduate leadership program. You see, his personality is of such that he is more of an introverted, kind of quiet, shy kind of guy, and his partner is more out there, more gregarious, more direct in her communication. And he has had a hard time having a conversation with her about the benefits that he received from the program and how he feels that she will benefit from it. So he keeps putting that tough conversation off, which means that now she has dominated the conversation with her own picture of what she thinks that the training is about, and she hasn't even experienced it. So we have gone through the process of helping him to develop the courage to be able to step up and do that tough thing first. Have that tough conversation, knowing that generally that is when he shuts down and goes introverted and absolutely avoids that conversation. But I want y'all to know something. If you are sweeping the tough stuff under the rug, it is not going to go away. It is going to be there no matter how long it takes you to address it. So I want you to be aware that everything that you resist will persist. So go and look under that rug. Find that tough stuff that you swept under there. Those things that you have put off because they're tough for you, and have the courage to step up to the plate and do that tough stuff now.
So, Mike, all of us have different priorities and things that we are focused to do throughout the day in both our personal and professional life. Why do you think we sweep the toughest stuff under the rug instead of taking action now and just executing on it?
Because it's scary, Eric. It pushes us into the realm of what is uncomfortable for us. We get sweaty palms and we start feeling anxious in that moment when we're dealing with that tough stuff. It's when we're dealing with that tough stuff that we're absolutely having physiological experiences that really make it feel really scary for us and uncomfortable. So it's easier, we believe, in the moment to sweep it under the rug rather than to deal with it. But I'm telling you, when you switch that same physiological experience 180 degrees, when you're now excited about it, you're still going to get sweaty palms, baby. You're still going to feel a little anxious. But when you step into it and you have a measure of success, you are going to feel incredibly accomplished, and you are going to raise your level of self-confidence to be able to continue to do the tough stuff first.
Yeah, that sounds like being out on the edge a little bit, Mr. Jones. For sure.
As soon as you get out on that edge, you're going to feel the exact same physiological connection. You're going to get some sweaty palms, baby. You are. You're going to feel a little anxious. Yeah. You are absolutely going to feel the uncomfortability of being out on that edge. But our focus for you is to become more comfortable with being uncomfortable.
And that's truly where the growth is going to occur in your life.
Absolutely. That's exactly where it's going to happen. It's not going to happen if you're sweeping that stuff under the rug. There is no besting your best when you're sweeping under the rug. There is no increase in self-confidence if you're sweeping it under the rug. So we've talked about being self-disciplined on one of these pod blasts. It will require you to be self-disciplined or overcome those fears or weaknesses in order for you to create more strength moving forward.
So you heard it here first, y'all. Do the toughest stuff first and watch the fruit that you produce.
Absolutely. And that tough stuff, baby, is out here on the edge.
Yeah.
And if you are not living your life out here on the edge, you are absolutely taking a fall on too much room.
Here we go now.